in his ministry, I think, as well. But I think if you include illustrations from nature and work that many Old and New Testament people included, so you're almost planting a visual image. Yes, okay. So I would include practical illustrations that people can understand on that. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is, I've been speaking for long enough, so what we're going to do is, I'm going to go through the alphabet with you, and then I would like a couple of you to have a go up with the alphabet here, and Robbie is going to take you through the alphabet here, because that'll give my voice a rest and give you a little bit of interaction. So it's very straightforward. We're going to just... I'll talk through as I go, but I won't be talking when I'm out this afternoon. With a paintbrush, and Robbie's are the same, you've got a thick and a thin edge. If you know anything about paintbrushes, the more you use them, they start off with a round tuft. The more you use them, you can get a thick and a thin edge, can't you? Which is very helpful with the style of work we do. So with the thin side, and what I'm doing here, you may not be aware of it, what I'm doing here, if you've got your paint box and you one there and one there, you're going to get a thick and a thin. And you can use a very thick one, you can use a medium one, or you can use a very thin one. You can't do that with felt tip markers and things. So you can, once you get a handle on this thing, pardon the expression, you can use it quite effectively.
Unless when you're at Scarborough, have you ever splattered anybody with that?
I've done all sorts of things. I won't go into it now. You can speak to me afterwards. You name it, I've done it. I'm doing this 30 years, so I've probably done most things.
He's brilliant, so you have to wear hats. Roger will tell you why we wear hats.
Now, I'm conscious that, you've got bigger hands, you're different heights and everything, but when you're doing it for now, try and stand in front of the board. Most people don't have too much of a problem doing vertical lines. The problem comes with doing straight horizontal lines. But that only come with practice. But we're not asking any of you apart from myself and Robbie to do the... Now it's getting a bit thin now, so we'll start again. 1, 2, and away we go. And for now, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use this. In fact, one I just thought I've got one here. One of the things you'll learn about any type of open air work is a very inexact science. And that's just the way it is. So I put that up. But the two are using this board have got an advantage because they'll have this, the two there. You need to look at this or that, but that's fine. So what I'm going to do is, I'm not drawing exact squares, but what we find is roughly 3 by 2, So a sort of postcard on its size, that sort of thing. That's the way it tends to work best. We'll just quickly go through this and then you can have a go. Now, do you remember I said that we've got a thick and a thin side if you use the brushes and you one there and one there. Now use the thick side to fill in. Here we go. So, all the letters except X only require 3 applications, and that's when you use the thick side. If you use the thin side, you're gone forever. But actually, it's no harder, and the reason people don't like using a thick side is that they think, oh, the paint's going to run more. But again, it just comes through practice. 1, 2, 3. E, F, heavy press, right down. 2, 2. G, halfway down, across. H, I.
Looks so easy.
But with practice. I often say to people, how does someone become a concert pianist? With practice. If you listen to me playing the piano, you'd want to leave. Because I've very little practice. J, again, there's slight variations, but that is a good maxim for about 95%. A J, what I do, I actually draw a J and I just fill it in. K, just half. L, I actually draw an L and fill it in.
So with a K, you don't try and do an angle like
It's up to you.
yeah.
I think, what does Joe Public best recognise? I mean, again, some of these, they were drawn up by someone and there's nothing wrong with that, but I mean, I personally find that K a bit easier to see than that K, okay? So there are slight variations, as I say. Now, a lot of people get mixed up.
It might help, even if they're struggling a bit, that helps, doesn't it? Because then they have to concentrate and read it.
Okay, yeah.
So maybe it isn't a bad thing if they can't quite make it out initially.
Well, there's something in that. And what you've got to remember as well is that I'm drawing up letters, but people today will be seeing words. So if there's a letter that can only be half recognised, but it's in a word with 5 other letters, they'll recognise it, won't they? For instance, T-H-E-I-R. So if the E is only half an E, they'll recognise T-H-I-R and they'll guess the word there. So, you know. Now, a lot of people get mixed up with this. What comes first in the alphabet? M or W?
M.
M. So M comes first, and then we put 2 there. I'll come to the rest, and W we'll look at later. N is 2 parallel lines. O, P, press hard, straight down, 2 applications. Q is a dickens of a word, but I hardly ever use it. But no doubt I will one day. That's about the best I can do for a Q. I don't find that easy. But R is a very important one. R and E probably appears in the alphabet more than any other letters. I think so. So you want to get this right. So just left of centre, there's the B, okay, there's the B, that should help. 1 there, 2 there, there's the B, bring it down, and then halfway down it goes across. Okay? That's the R. So you're always saying, what am I leaving? What you're leaving is the letter. You okay on that? So I won't spoil that letter, but like there, bring it down. But the B is halfway down, this one, or symmetrical, this one starts halfway down. So it goes like that, and in there. S, T, about 2/3 the way up. U, V is a U, just triangle it off. Now, what comes second in the alphabet? It is a M or W. So that's how I do it anyway. I did this for absolutely ages. Now this is the one that you have to have 4 applications. 1, 2, 3, 4. Why? Nearly running out now, but again you have to watch the S's and the Z's. One is top right, bottom left. The other one is top left, bottom right. And you're only going to get that with practice. I haven't worked out how to the M's and W's are easy, but I suppose you could say the Z. I don't know how you do that. You have to just do it with practice. Okay, folks. So what I want you to do now, please, 4 of you, and we're going to have a little. Give my voice a rest. Is everything all right so far? Is that basically understood? Is that helpful in some way? You know, I hope so.
I'm not quite sure why you're doing it.
Sorry?
I'm not quite sure why you're doing it.
You'll find out later.
Always revealed.
This is just to give you a flavour of using a paintbrush. Okay? A paintbrush is nothing spiritual, it's just using a method of evangelistic outreach with visual aids, okay? And that's all we're doing, okay? And so, yeah.
You mean you take it out, you take that out like that?
So what I'm going to say now, I want 2 of you here, and you're going to use the alphabet, and then Robbie, please, can you take another 2 and you'll practice the alphabet. Try and remember it's roughly about this size of letter, but it will come with practice, and see how you get on, all right? So
remind us again of the paintbrush has 3 sides, doesn't it? So you put the long lines in is that the thick side or the...
No, if you look at this, you've got the thin side, haven't you?
The thin side.
So the borders, you use the thin side. So here we go again. No, that's right. So here we go. No. So you've got a brush here. What you don't do with the brush is what lots of people do. Go like that and round it off on all sides. You end up with a rounded tuft. So if you do this, one side there, you end up with a thick side and thin side.
Right.
And then you use the thin side, so this should demonstrate that, thin side for the border,
Yeah.
and thin side for the dividers, if you like,
Yeah.
and the thick side for filling in. Okay? So, Robbie, could you like to take a couple of people over there and have a go? And I will take a couple of people here. If you're left-handed, it would be extremely helpful to use this side. If you're right-handed, it doesn't really matter. Okay. So we're just going to have a